That'd be nice face.
Well, first of all, grateful to be here with everybody. Thankful for Auntie Alma inviting me to be a part of the family in the celebration today. So this story actually starts probably about 3 months ago when I knew my son was coming off his mission. And I started thinking about I'd like to do a haka for my son. And I started writing words, but it seemed like the haka I was writing, I'm not sure if it was for him, because I started talking about this. Well, there was service in there, and there was the gospel in there, and I don't know, it just wasn't kind of 100% set. And then Auntie comes in. I was sitting in church, and I see Mickey walk in, and I see him, and he had this nice blue shirt on, and it sort of took my attention to him, and the Spirit whispered to me, teach the haka to Mickey. And so I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to ask Mickey if he wants to come and join us, because I love watching Mickey perform haka with the Kahuku football team. And then right after the sacrament meeting, Auntie comes up to me and says, ask you what she just mentioned. She said, do you think you could write a haka for Junior? And I just want you to know that I felt the Spirit so strong that the haka that I had written was a tribute to him. And all the words that I had, it finally started to make sense to me how it fits into. And I don't know how the Lord, sometimes He micromanages things to happen. And so I remember looking at Auntie and just crying because I couldn't even answer, because I knew that that's what I was supposed to do. Was this haka that I thought was for my son isn't just for him, but it was something for the IU family in this time. So yeah, that's how it happened. It's been privileged to be here. Okay, so okay, we're going to practice. So the haka actually starts with an old prayer. An old prayer by our people that talks about the beginning of the world. Ko tahi te ki, ko tahi te kōrero, ko tahi te wānanga. And that beginning is pre-European, and what it says is that before the world was created, there was a thought, there was a discussion, there was a gathering. And so our people of the Pacific always knew that there was a council in heaven that took place before the creation happened. And so that's the beginning of the first couple of lines in the haka. Then the next line, he tino tōkui te pairangi, is telling Uncle that he was one of the great noble ones in the pre-existence. Whawhai atiunga ana hira a whiro te tupua that he fought, he led the armies that fought against the adversary in the previous life. He fought against two whakaheke tangata ki te pō, who is the angel, our older brother, who drags his other siblings down to darkness. And Uncle was there fighting and leading those as one of the leaders in heaven. And then I naia nei, I whawhai koe, I te pakanga, I runga I te mata o te whenua, and now he is fighting this fight here on the earth, still valiantly as he did in the pre-earth life. In the next part, kore mātou wehe mate. I took a scripture from the 2000 Stripling Warriors, because whenever I think of, my favourite scriptures are the ones that have to do with war, and my favourite hymns are the ones that have to do with battles. And one of my favourite scriptures is Alma 57:46, where Helaman described how the young warriors were not afraid to die because they were thinking more about their families. And so I put this line in the haka because is in this situation today with Uncle Junior. We're not asked to put our lives on the line to die, but to live. And we are not afraid to fight when it comes to our family. And I think of Uncle Junior as the man who has led that charge in our community for all these years. That he was taught well by his mother. Whakamohio mātou kōkara. We were taught by our mothers to serve, to look after, to protect the liberties of our families. And so I pay tribute to those who Uncle Junior represents, because when he stands, he doesn't stand alone, but with those who have taught him and have gone before him. Then the last part, the last verse in the Haka, there's another proverb that says, ko tātou te uripa o rātou. And I just think, like I told the family as we've been having these secret practices, Uncle, a couple of times you drove past and June boys like, turn around, don't look at him, turn around. Everyone hide, everyone duck. And because you were driving past, we were trying to keep it a secret, but there's the last verse I've told the family we must emphasize the most, because that really is the part that I knew was fitting for you. The words say, we are the tribute, we are the legacy of our ancestors. Ko tātou te urupa o rātou. E hapai ana tūmanako. We are the ones who will hold up their hopes. E hapai ana wawata. We are the ones that hold up their dreams. Tapai atu whakahere ora. Placing our bodies on the altar as a sacrifice, but not a blood sacrifice, a living sacrifice. We live for them, we live to serve, we live to help, we live to take care of people. For God, ki te atua, mō tātou whānau, and for our family. And whenever I think of the legacy that in our community of the IU family will always be of being living sacrifices, willing to serve and give for everybody. And so that basically is what the Haka is about holding up our traditions, the example that Uncle Junior has been to all of us, that it needs to live on and it has to be passed on as it was passed to him and now on to our own children. So again, I thank you, Auntie, for this invitation. I thank you, Uncle, for your example to all of us, not just your family, but to all of us living in the village of Laihi.
Beautiful. Beautiful, yay! Hip hip!
Ko io matua kore. Io nui, io roa, io takitaki, io te wānanga. Pune te aho tuatahi.
Ki te kore. Ko tahi te ki, ko tahi te ko, ko tahi te wānanga. He tino tō koe I te pairangi. Nau te kaupapa wai ora I tautoko. I whawhai atu ana he ra whiro te tipua. Tu whakaheke, tangata ki te po. I naia nei ka whawhai koe I te pakanga. I runga nei, I te mata o te whenua.
Waka te rauia, I te horo o te tai au.
Kore mātou I wehe mate, aku mahara nui ake. Ki te here kore tanga oku matua, whakamohio mātou kokara.
E ki ana ki te kōrero.
Ko tātou te urupa o rātou, e hopai ana tumanako, e hopai ana wawata. Ta whai atu whakahere ora, ki te atua, mō tātou whānau. Ana, Karafiwahi!
Oh my! Beautiful! Right on, family! Great job! Right on, Seamus!